Okay, so we're gonna do the following. First, I'm gonna play the whole section, and then, of course, we're gonna go note by note. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna, lower the volume a little bit because, it's too cranked and it's gonna be a little bit annoying. So we start by going to the 11 of the D string. That's where we start. We go to 11 and we strike just one time, 11 of the D string. Then we're gonna go to the 12th of the B string, and we do that. We just do a bend like going to 14. And of course, when we are on the higher part, we do a little bit of vibrato. To move forward, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to 9th of the B string, and when we strike it, we do a tiny bend, like going to 10, it's a tiny bend, and then we do the release, and we go 11 of the 3rd of the G string, and back to 9 of the B string. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can do, or you can do. Basically, what I do in this case, I go to 10th of the B string, strike it, do a tiny pull off to the 9th, and as soon as we do that, we go to 12th of the D string, and we slide to 11. Or you can strike on the 9, hammer on, pull off back to 9, and then 12 and slide. It's a tiny difference. You can choose here. Or then of course we repeat the same thing. And the next section is going to be, we do that. We go to 13 of the E string, we strike it of course, and we do a tiny bend. Now the bend, it's not a big bend. It's like going to 13, from 13 to 14. It's a tiny bend. So when we do it, we strike, we do a bend, a release, and a bend again. That's the movement. Bend, release, bend. And after the last bend, there's no release, we just kill the strings, and we strike the 13 again without doing a bend. And to move forward, we do that. We go to 11 of the E string, strike it, hammer on to 13, pull off back to 11, and from 11, slide to 9. Sorry. So again, it needs to be a little bit faster than this. Something like that. Next movement, we do that. We go to the B string, 9, 11 on the G, and back to 9 on the D. And we kind of repeat the same movement we did previously. We do that. We go to 10, or you can 9, hammer on, pull off, up to you. 10, pull off to 9, and there's two things you can do. You can go to the D string to the 14th and slide to the 12th. But notice that this note is the same note. So since you are here, what you can do is pull off and strike the 9th of the G string and do a slide to the 7th. Let's go again. Sorry. Or completely up to you. Now notice that this time I'm doing pressure on the 2nd and the 3rd string because after I do, I'm ready to do that. So the next section, we do that. We slide to the 13 of the D string, and after a while, we'll just let it ring. We do a slide back to 15 and a slide back to 13. All right, 13, 15, 13. And notice I'm only picking the strings one time, the string one time with this hand. Now to move forward, we do that. From 13, I slide to 15, I go to 13 of the G string, and after that, I go back to 13 of the D string, and I do a bend, right? And to finish, we do that. We go to 11th of the D string, a strike, hammer on, and pull off back to 11. So let me show you the whole lick again in slow tempo, and that would be it. Alright, and if you're wondering what pedal I'm using for this, of course I'm using a HELIX, Line 6 HELIX, but the pedal, the distortion I'm using on top of the amp, it's a real pedal, is a real effect. It's going to be a distortion, and it's an OCD full tone distortion. For slash kind of thing, the full tone, it's really, really great, because if you know the full tone, the OCD simulates this kind of a tube amp cracking, right? So, you know, OCD for this is a great choice. I'm going to do a tutorial, not maybe a tutorial, it's going to be like a review of that pedal later. So, you know, just keep listening on the notifications of this channel, because I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do, of course, several pedals. I have a lot of pedals, so I'm going to start to do some reviews and some other things with effects as well. All right, so catch you on the next one.